So I'm gonna redo my review, just because the first time I did it, I kind of said the same thing over and over again, and it wasn't really as direct, and it was a little bit scattered. So I want to make sure that I don't waste any time, make sure that I make as much sense as possible so I can help you guys out as much as possible. So I posted in reply to your comment 3 main points that I saw were wrong with your team, and that was map control, use of utility, and everyone being on the same page. And so, going right into the pistol round, you'll start to see what I mean about the map control. And I'll show you comparisons from my team, a game that they played yesterday, on how they do what you're doing, but they just do it better, if that makes sense. So, right now, I'm going to go ahead and pause, and we're going to look at the game state. Look at where your team is, and look at the amount of map control that the counter-terrorists have the potential to gain. First off, they're able to get this, which is massive for them, and you'll see it costs you 2 of your guys, the fact that the CTs are allowed to push in there. If they wanted to, they'd also be able to get a main control, they'd also be able to get squeaky control, they'd also be able to get full mid control. And so, it's just, there's just better ways to do this, and I'll show you what I mean in my team's demo, but I'm going to go ahead and continue here. So yeah, that first pick comes in, and one of the things that you'll see a lot of at higher levels is you'll see cell trading, and what cell trading is kind of what Nair and Leo were doing, which is playing together and making sure that you're able to kill your teammate's killer, if that makes sense. So, first off, this is a bad position. They should be tucked against this wall. FLM and Guitar were together, but they were in an angle that favors USP. So, like if we swap over to FLM, you'll see what I mean. This is just better for a USP because you can get these angles, and he died to this angle, and it's just longer range. So if they were closer, it would have been better for the Glock. But the fact that Guitar went down and FLM wasn't even able to do any damage says to me that you guys aren't playing in cells properly, where you need to be together and you need to be playing trades. And again, I'll show you what I mean when I look at my team. And so he comes out looking for the trade, and he doesn't find it, and he gets picked as a result. And so now this round is just basically lost, in my opinion. They're taking their mid control, they've taken their B main control, and it just kind of highlights the issues that I'm talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and swap over to my team's game, and I'm going to show you an example of a very similar strat played at a higher level. And by that I mean played cleaner, obviously. Played a little bit better. So this is a strat that I like to run in my team. One of the things that I'd like to change that I said in my demo review of this very game is that I would rather have ASOP, this guy, playing A main a little bit early so that we can stop the A main peak. But just look at, oh my god, my bad. Stand by. Still a little bit new to this, like I said in my post. Skip ahead. So, coming right out the gate, I want you to take note of where high speed's at, as opposed to where your guys were at. I'm gonna cut it down to half speed here. Look at where high speed's at. If these two guys wanted to get greedy and take a push in, they're gonna get punished because high speed now owns this area that I talked about was crucial to own. And then what I was talking about with ASOP was I would rather have them here early so that they can't get this peek in, which goes back to the map control. And you can watch the demo review on my YouTube channel. It's called Bimpin Review or something, and it's of this game. So if you want to do a little bit more analysis, you can do that and see what it's like when you get more in depth. High speed being a little bit over aggressive here, but it's fine. And then you'll see what I was talking about in my earlier review that I didn't talk about in this one with the timings is using the utility here. You'll see Vega will lob a molly into headshot, which I'm sure you've heard of doing, but the timing is going to be such that it's going to be as soon as ASOP comes around this corner. So it's going to be ASOP's going to hit this as soon as one of their guys is flushed out a headshot, and that's one of the things that you guys don't do is time your utility. One, you don't use your utility properly all the time, and two, you don't time it. So look at this timing right here. If if you're old man, you see Aesop's coming around the corner as soon as this molly blooms. Molly blooms, you can't fight this, you've got to run. Aesop gets the kill because of it. And then swap over to Aesop. You see how he and Synergy are playing together? He has Synergy's trade if Synergy loses this fight 100%. And then here, Synergy goes down. Aesop and Highspeed are both playing a cell where they can trade out that frag. And so there's just no way that Striker's getting away from that. There's no way that this guy falls off. And so it's just a lot cleaner than what you guys were doing, which is just not playing as a cell, not utilizing map control, getting aggressive. So I'm going to go ahead and swap back to your demo, and I'm going to look at some rifle rounds, further highlight the map control issue, not just in the pistol but also in rifle rounds. Skipping ahead, you lose the pistol, you lose the ecos, whatever. So it should be first rifle. Gonna skip past the buy, and so what we're seeing right out the gate is, again, you're playing like your CTs on the terrorist side. You don't need to give this up. You don't need to give this up. You don't need to give this up. All of this is owned by the terrorists, and it's what makes Catch such a dynamic map, is the terrorists own so much territory to work with, and you're just not utilizing what the game is giving you. Why is Guitar back here with the op to hold the A main push? Why can't he be here? Why can't he be, why can't you play Casper or someone in a cell with Guitar? You take A main control, and then Guitar can come all the way out, have a pop a molly here, make sure there's no one fence. If he is fence, Guitar gets the frag, or just take a quad peek, you know? So it's just totally underutilizing the map. And one of the problems that happens with that is all the utility for the CTs doesn't need to be used. They're going to use it because they're open and they don't know how to delay. But if you watch Navi, one of the pro teams, you'll see that they're one of the best in the world on terrorist side of playing very slow and methodically. Kind of like this, but they're peeking out and they're prodding. Like, if this were a Navi player, he would be coming out, he'd be spamming. And if Nair's here, he's thinking to himself, oh shit, there's a guy B main, I've got to use my smoke. That's a smoke down. And then you just kind of drop back. And then you wait until that smoke fades, and then you come out, you do it again, and Leo thinks, oh shit, there's a guy there, got to pop a flash. All of a sudden, the CTs run out of utility, and when you're executing, they don't have the mollies to stop you, they don't have the smokes to muddy it up, they don't have the flashes to blind you. And so that's something that you really need to be consciously thinking about as a player in general. Especially as an IGL, when you're developing strategies, you need to be thinking about where your players can be to use that and to make the CTs play their utility. But as a player, you just gotta bait it out. And right now, it's just what I'm talking about. There's just no map control. You're just sitting back and you're waiting. And in open, it might bait out some utility from the other guys, but that's just not going to fly if you're trying to get higher. It's just not going to go well. And then it just wastes more time when you need to retake these areas. I think that one of you guys had to pop a flash into here, and then two of you needed to clear it, and now you're wasting time because you're scared of locker. It's just not using the map properly. And so now you're going to go into the B execute, right? Yeah, you guys rotate into a B execute, and the B players don't have utility anymore because they're not good at the game. But even this one smoke played at 30 seconds is gonna muddy up your take really hard. Like, the clock's running down, you've gotta go, and you didn't get rid of this smoke a minute ago, 30 seconds ago, when you should have. So this take is just totally muddy. It gives these guys time to rotate because you need to wait for the smoke, and they know you're not gonna be A main because this guy's got it on lockdown. You're just not going to get away with this. There's just no way. You're relying too much on your aim as well. Like, I saw some of you guys still had utility before they went down. They could have popped a flash for a teammate on the entry or whatever. And you just run out of time just because of the utility thing. So I'm just going to watch a few more rounds. Reviewing the entire game would be pointless because this isn't nitpicking. This is big, major, general issues. This is an eco round. I'm going to go ahead and skip it. And we'll watch this next rifle round and maybe one more. So, full buy. There's nobody B-side. I want you to imagine right now what would happen if these guys decided that it was a round to play aggressive. Like, they know that you guys are playing hyper-passive. Imagine that instead of playing like they are and giving you respect, imagine if Leo comes in, Nair gets a flash, it pops right here, Leo comes in, Nobody B main. Nair comes over to A. They've got 4 on a fast A on your A execute, and this guy's on the wrap. He could go long way. He could catch out this guy. He doesn't even need to kill him. He can just backstab you A main. It's just the map control is really not there. And I'll show you my team playing a pick strat and showing how to get proper map control on cache and how to properly utilize it. So now what's happening? That flash came in, and Nair's able to rotate out because Leo knows there's nobody B main. So they're going to have 4 on A, and it's just not going to be good enough. Your take's just not going to have the juice that it needs to work. And I want you to look to see how much utility your team doesn't use. Like, that was $1,000 worth of nades just gone. He could have mollied this guy quad. He had a molly. He could have mollied this guy quad. He could have, one of the things, if you look up the Cloud9 veggie wrap, one of the things they do, they smoke right here. They pop a flash through it so that this opper is neutralized. But the molly would have worked just as well. He could have used the smoke here to cut off the truck side rotate. It's just not good enough, and you're just gonna walk into a meat grinder. And look at how much utility you guys have. That's another full nade set down that's not used. You can pop a flash over right now. You can molly this guy out. Both of you have mollies. And here comes the molly, but all of a sudden it's 4 on 1. It's not good enough anymore. And yeah, that's just it. So those are the general glaring issues I'm seeing. You're not utilizing your map control properly. That's what the terrorists own, basically. You're not pressuring the opponent so that they have to use their utility. You're not playing in cells. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to swap over to my team's game, and I'm going to show you an A take done right. Or done well. Not necessarily done right, done perfectly. Because main players are definitely not perfect. But I actually want to show you something on the pistol round. I want to show you really good use of utility, really good demonstration of what it means to play in cells. Or no, I showed you this already. I showed you the playing in cells thing on pistol round, so I think I did. This is my second time recording it, so I might be wrong, but I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to find an A take. I think that either the 5th round or the 6th round. Okay, so 6th round. First off, just look at the game state right now. Look at where the players are at. You're going to see Synergy come over here, be a little bit more aggressive, force Ryan OG to respect him. Aesop's going to be aggressive, he's going to be spamming, he's going to force these mid players to respect him. High Speed's going to be up here, he's going to force an A player to respect him. If there were a guy here, he'd have to respect High Speed. If there were a guy here, if there were a guy on Catwalk, if there were a guy sight, they've all got to respect High Speed now. They're not able to hold on to their utility. They've got to use it to stop him from getting an advantageous peak. And you'll see Vega come up and take squeaky control. And so, let me go ahead and get into that a little bit. Oh, that's loud. So, let me just pause. Look at how much different this is from your team. Synergy's playing passive a little bit. I'd prefer him a little bit more aggressive in Sunroom, but Aesop's got pressure on mid. He's just here to reload. He's typically just spamming through here. He's spamming through this gate to pressure this guy. High Speed's got a main control, so they're forced to use this smoke. Vega's got squeaky control, and so it's exactly what I said. The terrorists own all of this, just like you should. And so I think this round goes into an A take. It might go into B. Okay, so this goes into a B take. And I didn't like this take, but I want to show you an A take. It's another B hit. It's the anti-eco. Alright, so this is fast mid. What they're doing is they're sacrificing other map control to gain mid control. So they don't have B main control, but they have main control, so that's just some advanced tactics that are kind of irrelevant at open. I want to get to an A hit. Sorry, I didn't memorize this demo through and through. I think that we're going to come up on one right now. Now this is another anti-eco. Alright, here we go. A hit. So I'm going to show you what it means when I say use your utility properly. First off, look at that little exchange that just happened in Squeaky. I'm going to close the minimap so you can see it from Vega's perspective. And then this will probably be the last round I review before I upload this. So let me go ahead and swap over to Vega's camera. My number pad doesn't work, so I can't fast swap, unfortunately. Okay, there we go. So look at this. Pop Flash comes in, and now he peeks. He gets the kill on the guy that's blind, and then his teammate trades him. So in that entire exchange, just played perfectly from both sides. That Pop Flash could have been cleaner, but it did the work on Ollie, and then Tipster did exactly what I was talking about playing in cells. They've got a cell right here, set up for Vega. Vega's Flash gets one, but then the trade comes in. So that was just great examples of what I'm saying. And so I'm going to play the hit and show you how that goes. This is actually high speed's not too good with utility, but you see that HE that just got lobbed to fence right there. Great HE to throw, put a little bit of pressure on him. Speed gets spammed through smoke. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And then Aesop gets spammed through smoke, but look at this. There's a molly that came out from season. I can't free cam when I'm paused, so I'm gonna go 1/4 and I'm gonna resume, and then I'm gonna try to free cam. Okay, that's not gonna work. The demo UI is fucky, but smoke here. What you didn't see, because the demo UI wouldn't let me do it, was there was a flash that went over. It blinded this guy so that Synergy could get the frag on him. There was a molly that went in here. You could also molly back here, and HE went back there. It's just a lot better nade usage just to pressure the CTs. So those are the major glaring issues that I saw when I did your demo review. Hopefully this was concise. It wasn't concise, but hopefully it's helpful. I repeated myself a little more than I should have, but that's just kind of how things go when I do this. I'm going to end the video here. If there's anything more that I can do or say, let me know. And thanks for watching.